our week of prayer. Tomorrow night marks the last night. Indeed, time is moving swiftly. But we have a lot to give God thanks for, because we are still alive and in our right mind. Many start the day with us this morning and is not around. But we are still on repentance ground, where our wrongs can be made right. As we go into tonight's reading, shall we just bow our heads as we pray. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, tonight indeed we come to you because it is a joy to talk to you. As we come, Lord, we pray that your presence will be felt in this place. May your Holy Spirit take over everything that shall be said and done. Put me in the background. Let self be slain, and may Jesus alone be lifted up. Use me one more time tonight, I pray. In Jesus' name. Amen. Our reading for tonight is entitled, Behold the Lamb of God. And as we look at the caption, immediately we know who it is referring to. John, as he points to people, as Jesus walked to be baptized, he says, Behold the Lamb of God. But I want you to know, in beholding the Lamb of God, Christ is revealed in both the Old and the New Testament. Are you listening to me? And as the author of it, how does the Bible show us about Jesus? It turns out that the answer to this question is quite expansive and interesting. It is also encouraging and potentially life-changing. A most obvious place to catch a glimpse of Jesus in the Bible is in the Gospel. When we read the 4 Gospels, they are loaded with Jesus. The Gospel, more than any other books, speaks to Jesus in abundance. In the story told about him in the Gospel, anyone who has read the Gospel knows that there are many stories about Jesus. And what we would like to look at tonight is that when we look at some of the stories, by observing them, we learn about him. We can also learn from what he said by observing both of these elements. We can learn how we should act. Let's see in what ways the Bible tells us about Jesus. And we have 6 dimensions that the author has here. His story, his words, his identity, his sermons, the testimony of others, and his prophecies. These are what we will be looking at But let us take a brief look at his story. First, we can read the narratives about Jesus. The narratives about Jesus and the woman caught in adultery, for example, is probably one of the better known stories about Jesus. It is found in John 8. When we read it carefully, we see that the whole scenario was clearly set up to trap Jesus. I don't know if you have ever gone over this story, but in this story, it tells us how gracious a God Jesus is. It tells us a number of things that we need to look at, even as Christians. One, we know the story is one that was designed to trap Jesus. The scenes portrayed is a disturbing one. And when we look at the disturbance of all of it, there are a number of things that jumps out at us. One, the hard faces of the accusers. How we know the story? They wanted to accuse a woman. And let me tell you this. Many people who love to accuse have no sympathy. They do not know how to empathize. All they know about is to tear down and to make life hard and tough and difficult. So we have the accusers on one side. On the other side, we have a total fear and embarrassment of a woman. I want you to put yourself in her story. It is an embarrassment what they are about to reveal about this woman. And on the other side, we have some curious bystanders. They wanted to see what will take place as the accusers accuse this woman. But let me tell you, apart from all of this, they wanted to trap Jesus. And finally, Jesus in the middle of all of this. And we know the story well. The most telling thing in this story is the reaction of Jesus to the woman. And his reaction to the woman that comes at the very end of the story. And I find it very fascinating. They are telling Jesus about this woman, what she has done. And what I oftentimes laugh about is that how the Bible puts it. The Bible says she was caught in adultery in the very act. And what fascinates me is that I ask myself, was this woman in the open doing this deed? So for her to be caught in the very act, I am putting it to you, it must be in a closed environment. So if she is to be caught in the act, those who caught her in the act must be a part of the act. And it's your life there. They are the very ones who were accusing this woman in the presence of Jesus. And I want you to understand they say, thief don't love see thief with long back. For those who were accusing her was as guilty as she is. They did not see themselves. In order to embarrass this woman to trap Jesus, they would go at any length. I am submitting to you tonight that even today, even within the church, we have individuals who will go at any length in order to embarrass someone. But I am also happy that in spite of these individuals that we have in the church, we have individuals in the church who have the Spirit of Jesus. Because at the end of the story is the reaction of Jesus. You notice at the beginning of the story, when the accuser said we caught her in the very act, Jesus was not paying them any attention. And they now heard him as he stooped down to write. And I can just use my vivid imagination. They went to him and shake his shoulder, saying, "It is you we're talking to. And you're not paying us any mind." But while they went to shake his shoulder to get his attention, their eyes caught what he was writing on the ground. And what Jesus was writing on the ground was their own sins. And you see, some of the times, there are those of us, we will point out others' faults and mistakes, but we do not see our very own. But I am happy tonight that Jesus did not condemn the woman. He did not scold her. He did not point out her sins, nor delight in pointing out her failures. He did not dismiss her as no longer eligible for inclusion in the life of the community, and I would say in the community of believers. Because we have some people who are Christians who are always quick to cast people aside. The moment you have done something wrong, they start to deal with you differently. Sometimes we reach the point that what we do, we make matters worse. Let me tell you, Jesus here was not condoning wrongs, but there is a way to do things. Are you following me? And what I find out with most of us as Adventists and as Christians, when somebody messed up, it seems as if we are happy to see them go out of the church. And sometimes, I am not saying it always happens, and sometimes the things that we say about them, it does not help them to see themselves, it only makes them bitter and callous. But what I love about Jesus, Jesus wants to redeem this woman. And I put it to all of us this evening. If you are sitting in church and you do not have any sin, then cast the first stone. So because we are all sin, we cannot cast any stone. So what if Jesus was to treat us the way we treat others? I can tell you this. I have met individuals who has left the church. And most times, when I talk to them, they say, me? Coming back to that church? Too much hypocrite down there. And I'm going to tell you the two sides of the story. Sometimes what they are saying is true. And sometimes out of shame and guilt, they are making up stories too. So it's not always and all the time what they're saying is so. Because I know many individuals who have messed up and leave the church, and people go and sit with them, talk with them, pray with them, encourage them. And somewhere down the road, you see they return and give their hearts to Jesus. It's not all of us is callous and cold and indifferent. But you see, we love to make excuses. But I am glad, rather, Jesus do all these things. He was kind to her. He acted as redemptively as possible. He had in his mind the best course of action towards restoring the woman to the most noble state God attributed to humans at the very beginning. Ellen White comments to say, in The Desire of Ages, on the effect of Jesus' kindness in his hardening, her heart was melted, and she cast herself at Jesus' feet, sobbing out her grateful love, and with bitter tears, confessing her sin. This was to her the beginning of a new life, a life of purity and peace, devoted to the service of God. For what we find here, when they said to Jesus, this woman was caught in adultery in the very act, and the law said she should be stoned. I can just picture the woman now. Her head was bowed. She was now waiting to feel the first stone knock her. But she was also listening to the reply of Jesus, whether or not Jesus would have condemned her. But Jesus, in love and mercy, he turned and he addressed the accusers, and he said, those who do not have any sin, cast the first stone. And bless me heart, the record says that they started to backpedal. Everyone, from the least to the great, they all backpedaled. And when the lady was there waiting to be stoned, she realized that she did not find any stones hitting her. So I can just imagine she take a look to see what was happening. And to her dismay, she realized that those who accused her was now leaving one by one, till she was left alone with Jesus. And notices Jesus' compassion and love. Jesus did not tell her that what they were saying, it wasn't so.